I'm Dave Carvajal. This is Thunder, Wisdom, and Insights with some of my favorite leaders on the planet.
So when I look at how I impart knowledge to particularly a much younger generation, I start with my daughter. The oldest of my 3 children is 7 years old. And I wish she would listen to my advice more. I wish I had better advice to give her. But I sit down with her and I say, how you treat other people doesn't mean you always have to give in. Doesn't mean you always have to listen to peer pressure. Obviously, as a parent, I'm very conscious of peer pressure. But I say how you treat people demonstrates far more about you than it does about those people. And that's even when you don't like people, or that's when they do something wrong to you. You know, she's a great microcosm of, she's just at that age that she's gone beyond the sort of infantile emotional reaction to everything. And she's now slowly starting to build relationships and look at the way the world goes. And then the second thing I try and do to her is I say, build a portfolio. I don't quite use these terms to her, obviously, but build a portfolio of competencies. Don't worry so much about your career or the linear progression of what you do. Think about it as a mosaic. And so a great example is she sings. She sings all the time. She's singing, you know, whether it's Taylor Swift or whoever. She's singing all the time. But then she comes and says, I don't want to learn the piano anymore. And I said, well, if you want to be a singer, it's not just about your voice. Are you able to act, to perform? Are you able to understand music so you can play the piano or the guitar? Are you, social enough so that you can understand the feedback and feed off that? And if you take that kind of little microcosm of my little daughter, I guess she can't be on the American Idol anymore, but wants to sort of grow up and be a singer, how she does that isn't a linear path. It's going to be this mosaic of things that zig and zag all over the place. And hopefully as a parent, I can guide her through that. And as a leader, as a friend, I try and do the same thing with my friends, my employees, my peers, bosses, to kind of say that same thing, that, linear is great, and yes, there's a part of life that has to be like that. But revel in, marinate in the joy of this mosaic of experiences that is completely unique to everybody. We talked at the beginning, Irish-Italian kid from Boston who speaks fluent Russian, right? With German last name and whatnot. Who else can go and say that? I'm sure there's somebody out there. I didn't plan it that way, but it just sort of came that way. And I'm very happy that it's taken me to this point, and hopefully I can help others do the same thing.